Today we speak of a man who turned raw passion into relentless discipline, a boy from Delhi who became the heartbeat of Indian cricket. Fierce on the field, humble off it, Virat Kohli is proof that with courage, sacrifice and self-belief, you can rewrite your destiny, run by run, day by day.
Friends, I'm Virat Kohli and today I want to share the story of my life with all of you. This is not just a cricket story, this is the story of a boy who dreamed, who never gave up, and who kept moving forward facing every challenge. I want my journey to inspire all of you, because if I can do it, you can do it too. November 5th, 1988, I was born in Delhi. From childhood I was energetic, always running around. My parents felt I was special, but I didn't know what my future held. I was just 3 years old when I first held a cricket bat. Dad enrolled me in West Delhi Cricket Academy when I was 9 years old. At that time it seemed like just fun, just a game, but this game became my life. From the very first day at the academy I was different. The coaches used to say there was a fire inside me that others didn't have. I spent the most time at practice. When other kids went home, I stayed on the ground. My family thought I was crazy, but I knew that if I wanted to become something, I had to work hard. Day and night, just cricket, cricket, cricket. I even played cricket in my dreams. At school, teachers were troubled because I was always thinking about cricket. While reading books, I would think about bat grip. While solving math problems, I would practice bowling actions. Friends made fun of me, saying this boy will drown in cricket. But I didn't care, because I knew that life is meaningless without passion. And my passion was cricket. When I was 13, I got selected for Delhi's under-15 team. There was celebration at home that day. Mom made sweets, Dad distributed them to everyone. But for me it was just the beginning. I thought this was just the start. I still had to play for the Indian team. That day I made a promise to myself, I will play for India. But life had other plans. The real test of my character hadn't even begun yet. The struggles, the failures, the moments when I felt like giving up, all of that was still waiting for me. But I had no idea that these very struggles would shape me into who I am today. Every rejection would make me stronger, every failure would teach me something new, every criticism would fuel my fire to prove myself. The journey from that 13-year-old boy to wearing the Indian jersey wasn't easy. There were nights when I cried, days when I questioned my abilities, moments when I thought maybe everyone was right and I was just dreaming too big. But something inside me kept pushing, kept telling me to never give up. That voice became my strength, my guide, my everything. When I look back now, I realize that success isn't just about talent. Talent will take you so far, but it's your mindset, your dedication, your willingness to fail and get back up that determines how far you'll go. I failed more times than I succeeded in my early days. But each failure taught me something valuable. Each setback prepared me for the next challenge. My coaches at the academy were strict. They pushed me beyond my limits. There were days when I felt like I couldn't take another ball, couldn't run another lap, couldn't do another drill. But they knew something I didn't know then, that champions are not made in comfort zones. They are forged in the fire of discipline, dedication, and relentless practice. I remember the first time I got out for a duck in an important match. I was devastated. I sat in the corner of the dressing room and cried. My coach came to me and said something I'll never forget. He said, "Virat, today you learned what failure feels like. Now you have two choices. You can let this failure define you, or you can use it to fuel your comeback. Champions choose the second option." Those words changed my perspective completely. From that day I decided that every failure would be my stepping stone, not my stumbling block. Every time someone said I wasn't good enough, I used that as motivation to prove them wrong. Every time I failed, I came back stronger, more determined, more focused. The under-15 matches were my first real taste of competitive cricket. The pressure, the expectations, the media attention, everything was new to me. But I embraced it all. I loved the pressure because I knew it brought out the best in me. While other players crumbled under pressure, I thrived on it. It became my friend, my ally, my secret weapon. During those early days, I developed a routine that I still follow today. I would wake up at 5 a.m., do my physical training, then head to the ground for practice. I would practice every aspect of my game, batting, fielding, running between wickets, everything. I believe that if you want to be extraordinary, you have to do extraordinary things. Ordinary efforts produce ordinary results. My parents were my biggest supporters during this time. While other parents were worried about their children's studies, my parents backed my dream completely. They never pressured me to focus on academics instead of cricket. They trusted my judgment and supported my passion. That support system was crucial for my development as a player and as a person. But support alone wasn't enough. I had to prove myself on the field. Every match was an opportunity to showcase my talent, to prove that I belonged at the highest level. I approached every game with the same intensity, whether it was a practice match or a tournament final. For me, there was no such thing as an unimportant game. The transition from under 15 to under 19 cricket was challenging. The standard was higher, the competition was tougher, and the margin for error was smaller. Many of my contemporaries couldn't make this transition successfully. They fell by the wayside, their dreams shattered by the harsh reality of competitive cricket. But I was determined to be different. I knew that this was where champions were separated from the rest. I worked even harder, pushed myself even further, and refused to accept anything less than excellence from myself. My coaches noticed this attitude and started giving me more responsibilities. They made me captain of various teams, which taught me leadership skills that would prove invaluable later in my career. Leadership wasn't easy for someone as young as me. I had to learn how to motivate my teammates, how to make tough decisions under pressure, how to stay calm when things weren't going our way. These were lessons that couldn't be taught in any classroom or coaching manual. They had to be learned through experience, through trial and error, through success and failure. One of the most important lessons I learned during this period was the importance of self-belief. There were many people who doubted my abilities, who said I was too aggressive, too emotional, too intense. They tried to change my natural style, to make me play like everyone else. But I refused to compromise on who I was as a player and as a person. I realized that my intensity, my aggression, my passion, these weren't weaknesses to be corrected, they were strengths to be channeled properly. Instead of suppressing these qualities, I learned to use them to my advantage. I learned to channel my aggression into focus, my emotion into determination, my intensity into performance. This was a crucial turning point in my journey. Many young players make the mistake of trying to be someone they're not, of copying other successful players instead of developing their own unique style. I decided to be unapologetically myself, to play the game my way, to trust my instincts and my natural abilities. The results started showing immediately. My performances improved dramatically when I stopped trying to be someone else and started being the best version of myself. My batting became more consistent, my leadership more effective, my presence on the field more impactful. This confidence in my own abilities extended beyond cricket. I started believing in myself in all aspects of life. I started setting bigger goals, dreaming bigger dreams, and working towards them with unwavering determination. I realized that self-belief is not arrogance, it's a necessary ingredient for success in any field. As I progressed through the age groups, the challenges became more complex. The bowling was faster, the fielding was sharper, and the mental pressure was intense. But instead of being intimidated by these challenges, I was excited by them. I saw each new challenge as an opportunity to grow, to learn, to become better than I was yesterday. The competition for places in higher level teams was fierce. There were hundreds of talented players vying for limited spots. Many of them were technically better than me, some had better records, others came from more privileged backgrounds with better facilities and coaching. But I had something that couldn't be taught or bought, an unshakable determination to succeed against all odds. This determination became my defining characteristic. When selectors looked at me, they didn't just see my technique or my stats, they saw a player who would run through walls to win. They saw someone who treated every ball as if his life depended on it. They saw a fighter, not just a cricketer. The Under-19 World Cup in 2008 was the defining moment of my early career. Leading the Indian team at such a prestigious tournament was both an honor and a massive responsibility. The pressure was immense. The entire cricketing fraternity was watching, selectors were evaluating, and millions of fans back home were expecting us to bring the trophy home. But pressure, as I had learned by now, was my friend. The bigger the stage, the better I performed. The higher the stakes, the more focused I became. This World Cup was my chance to announce myself to the world, to show everyone that Virat Kohli wasn't just another promising youngster, but someone special. Our very tall man Jashil for the World Cup was intense. We trained for months, worked on every aspect of our game, and built the mental strength needed to handle pressure situations. I knew that talent alone wouldn't be enough at this level. We needed to be physically fit, mentally strong, and tactically smart. Most importantly, we needed to believe in ourselves and in each other. The tournament began, and from the very first match I could feel something special was happening. Our very team had a different energy, a different confidence. We weren't just participating in the World Cup, we were there to win it. Every player bought into this vision, and we started playing like champions even before we became champions. Match after match, I led from the front. Not just with my batting, but with my attitude, my body language, my communication with teammates. I realized that leadership isn't just about making strategic decisions. It's about inspiring others to perform beyond their perceived limitations. It's about creating an environment where everyone feels empowered to express their talents freely. The final was against South Africa, a team known for producing excellent cricketers and having a strong structure. They were formidable opponents, and many experts favored them to win. But I had learned never to pay attention to predictions or expert opinions. The only opinion that mattered was what we believed about ourselves as a team. Walking out for the toss in the final, I felt a calmness I had never experienced before. This wasn't nervousness or anxiety. This was the quiet confidence of someone who had prepared thoroughly and was ready for the biggest moment of his life so far. I looked around the stadium, saw the flags, heard the chants, and felt proud to be representing my country at this level. We won the toss and decided to bat first. As captain and opening batsman, I knew I had to set the tone for the innings. The first few overs were crucial. We needed to get off to a solid start while being careful not to lose early wickets. But I also knew that being too cautious could cost us momentum. I played each ball on its merit, respecting the good deliveries and putting away the loose ones. Gradually, I found my rhythm and started playing with the freedom that had brought me this far. My partnerships with the middle order were crucial in building a competitive total. Every run felt important, every boundary brought us closer to our dream. When our innings ended, I felt confident about our total, but I knew the match was far from over. South Africa had talented batsmen who could chase down any target if we gave them opportunities. As a captain, I needed to make sure our bowlers were motivated, our fielders were alert, and our strategy was clear. The second innings was a masterclass in pressure cricket. Our bowlers executed their plans perfectly, our fielders took their catches, and slowly but surely we started gaining control of the match. With each falling wicket, I could feel victory coming closer. But I also knew that one partnership could change everything, so we couldn't afford to relax. When the final South African wicket fell, the feeling was indescribable. We had done it. We were world champions. All those years of practice, all those sacrifices, all those moments of doubt and struggle, everything led to this moment. I fell to my knees on the field, overwhelmed by emotion and gratitude. But even in that moment of supreme triumph, I knew this was just the beginning. Winning the Under-19 World Cup was special, but my ultimate dream was to play for the senior Indian team and help them win major tournaments. This victory had given me confidence and recognition, but it had also raised expectations. Now people knew who Virat Kohli was, and they expected big things from me. The transition from Under-19 cricket to senior domestic cricket was challenging. The standard was significantly higher, the players were more experienced, and the mental pressure was different. In age group cricket, everyone was learning and making mistakes. In senior cricket, mistakes were costly, and there was less tolerance for inconsistency. My first season of first-class cricket was a learning experience. I scored some runs, but not consistently enough to grab attention immediately. The bowlers were smarter, the fielding was sharper, and the tactical aspects were more complex. I realized that natural talent and junior-level success didn't guarantee success at higher levels. This period taught me the importance of continuous improvement. Just because I had achieved success at one level didn't mean I could rest on my laurels. Every new level demanded new skills, new approaches, and new levels of commitment. I had to constantly evolve my game, constantly learn new techniques, constantly challenge myself to become better. The domestic cricket circuit in India is highly competitive. There are hundreds of talented players fighting for limited opportunities to represent their state teams, let alone get noticed by national selectors. Many promising careers end at this level because players can't handle the pressure, the rejection, or the uncertainty. But I thrived in this environment. The competition brought out the best in me. Every match was an opportunity to prove myself, to show that I deserved to be mentioned alongside the best players in the country. I approached each game with the same intensity I had shown in junior cricket, but now with more maturity and understanding of the game. My breakthrough season came when I started consistently scoring runs across different formats and conditions. Suddenly, people were taking notice of this young batsman from Delhi who played with aggression and fearlessness. My name started appearing in newspapers, cricket websites began profiling me, and most importantly, selectors started watching me closely. The call-up to the Indian team was the culmination of years of hard work, but it also marked the beginning of a new journey filled with even greater challenges. Representing India meant playing against the best players in the world, handling media attention I had never experienced, and dealing with expectations from millions of passionate cricket fans. My international debut was a moment I had dreamed about since childhood. Wearing the Indian jersey for the first time, hearing the national anthem before the match, seeing the tricolour in the stands, everything felt surreal. But once the match began, I had to shut out all emotions and focus on doing what I did best, batting for my team. The early days of my international career were testing. The bowling was faster and more skillful than anything I had faced before. The fielding was exceptional, giving away very few easy runs. The mental pressure was constant. Every ball was analyzed, every shot was scrutinized, every innings was evaluated for technique, temperament, and potential. I had some early failures that made me question whether I was ready for this level. The media criticism was harsh, the public expectations were enormous, and the competition for places in the team was intense. There were moments when I wondered if my junior success had been a fluke, if I really belonged among the best cricketers in the world. But my upbringing and early experiences had taught me never to give up when things got tough. Instead of being discouraged by failures, I used them as learning opportunities. I studied video footage of my dismissals, worked with coaches to improve my technique, and most importantly, maintained belief in my abilities even when others doubted me. The turning point came when I started scoring consistently in different conditions and against various types of bowling. Gradually, I began to understand the nuances of international cricket, the importance of building partnerships, the art of pacing innings according to match situations, the mental skills needed to handle pressure moments. My first major international success was a validation of all the hard work and perseverance. Scoring runs against top-quality international bowling gave me confidence that I could succeed at this level. More importantly, it showed me that the gap between domestic and international cricket, while significant, could be bridged through dedication, smart work and mental strength. As my international career progressed, I realized that success at this level required more than just individual brilliance. It required understanding team dynamics, adapting to different roles depending on match situations, and contributing to the team's success even when personal performance wasn't optimal. The senior players in the team became my mentors and guides. They shared their experiences, taught me professional habits, and helped me understand what it meant to represent India. Their guidance was invaluable in shaping my approach to international cricket and my understanding of the responsibilities that came with wearing the Indian jersey. One of the most important lessons I learned during this period was the significance of fitness and professionalism. International cricket is physically and mentally demanding. To consistently perform at the highest level, I needed to maintain peak physical condition, follow disciplined routines, and approach my career with complete professionalism. I started working with fitness trainers, nutritionists, and sports psychologists to optimize every aspect of my preparation. I realized that modern cricket wasn't just about talent, it was about marginal gains in every area that collectively made a significant difference in performance levels. As I reflect on my journey, one of the most important realizations has been that success is not a destination, but a continuous process of growth and evolution. Every achievement opened doors to new challenges, every milestone became a stepping stone to bigger goals, and every victory taught me something new about myself and what was possible. The mindset that carried me through this journey can be summarized in a few key principles that I want to share with everyone, especially young people who are chasing their own dreams. These principles aren't just about cricket, they apply to any field where you want to achieve excellence and make a meaningful impact. First and most importantly, believe in yourself even when nobody else does. There were countless moments in my career when people doubted my abilities, questioned my methods, or predicted my failure. The only thing that kept me going was an unshakable belief in my own potential. This self-belief isn't arrogance. It's a deep understanding of your capabilities combined with the willingness to work relentlessly to fulfill them. Self-belief doesn't mean ignoring your weaknesses or avoiding criticism. Instead, it means having enough confidence in your core abilities to accept feedback, learn from failures, and continuously improve without losing faith in your ultimate potential. It means seeing criticism as information rather than judgment, and using it to become better rather than allowing it to diminish your confidence. The second principle is the power of consistent effort over sporadic brilliance. Talent might get you noticed, but consistency is what builds careers and creates lasting impact. I learned this lesson early in my journey. There were players more naturally gifted than me, but few were willing to put in consistent effort day after day, year after year. Consistency isn't glamorous. It's about showing up for practice when you don't feel like it, maintaining your fitness routine when motivation is low, and working on your weaknesses when you'd rather focus on your strengths. It's about understanding that small improvements compounded over time create extraordinary results. This principle applies to every aspect of life. Whether you're building a business, learning a skill, or developing relationships, consistent effort over time always beats occasional bursts of activity. The compound effect of daily discipline creates results that seem miraculous to outsiders but are simply the natural outcome of sustained commitment. The third principle is embracing pressure and challenges as opportunities for growth. Most people try to avoid pressure situations, but I learned to seek them out because they bring out qualities you never knew you possessed. Pressure reveals character, challenges develop resilience, and difficult situations teach lessons that comfortable circumstances never could. When you change your relationship with pressure, from fear to excitement, everything changes. Instead of hoping for easy matches, you start looking forward to tough contests. Instead of avoiding challenging situations, you begin seeing them as chances to prove yourself. This shift in mindset transforms pressure from an obstacle into an advantage. The same applies to failures and setbacks. Instead of seeing them as evidence of inadequacy, view them as valuable feedback and learning opportunities. Every failure contains lessons that success cannot teach. Every setback develops mental muscles that smooth sailing never builds. The key is extracting these lessons quickly and applying them to future situations. The fourth principle is the importance of surrounding yourself with the right people. No one achieves success alone, and the people you choose to have in your inner circle will significantly influence your trajectory. Seek out mentors who challenge you, teammates who support you, and friends who believe in your vision even when results aren't immediately visible. Be selective about whose opinions you value. Not everyone's criticism deserves your attention, and not everyone's praise should inflate your ego. Learn to distinguish between feedback from people who want you to succeed and criticism from those who benefit from your failure. This discernment is crucial for maintaining mental clarity and focus on your goals. Also remember that as you achieve success, you have a responsibility to help others on their journey. Be the mentor you wish you had when you were starting out. Share your knowledge, support upcoming talent, and create opportunities for others to showcase their abilities. Success is more meaningful when it's shared and used to lift others up. The fifth principle is maintaining perspective and staying grounded despite external success. Fame, recognition, and material rewards can be intoxicating, but they can also distract you from what truly matters. Remember why you started your journey. Stay connected to your values and don't let external validation become your primary source of self-worth. I learned to celebrate achievements without becoming attached to them, to enjoy success without becoming dependent on it for happiness. This detachment doesn't mean not caring about results. It means understanding that your identity and worth aren't determined solely by your professional accomplishments. Staying grounded also means remembering the people who supported you during difficult times. Success can change how people treat you, but don't let it change how you treat others. Loyalty, humility, and gratitude are qualities that become more important, not less important, as you achieve greater success. The sixth principle is the power of visualization and mental preparation. Success begins in the mind long before it manifests in reality. I spent countless hours visualizing successful performances, imagining myself handling pressure situations, and mentally rehearsing the techniques and strategies I would use in important matches. This mental preparation wasn't just daydreaming, it was systematic practice that prepared my mind for actual situations. When I faced real pressure moments, my mind had already experienced similar scenarios through visualization. This mental rehearsal gave me confidence and clarity when it mattered most. Visualization works because your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between vividly imagined experiences and real ones. When you repeatedly visualize successful outcomes, you're programming your mind to expect success and preparing yourself to recognize and seize opportunities when they arise. The seventh principle is understanding that excellence is a lifestyle, not just a performance standard. Being excellent in one area while neglecting others creates imbalances that ultimately limit your potential. Excellence in cricket required excellence in fitness, nutrition, mental preparation, relationships, and professional habits. This holistic approach to excellence means paying attention to details that others might consider unimportant. It means maintaining high standards even when no one is watching, because you understand that private discipline creates public success. It means being excellent not just in your primary skill, but in all the supporting elements that contribute to peak performance. Excellence as a lifestyle also means continuous learning and adaptation. The world changes, techniques evolve, and new challenges emerge. What made you successful yesterday might not be sufficient for tomorrow's challenges. Stay curious, remain open to new ideas, and be willing to evolve your methods while staying true to your core principles. For young people who are just beginning their journey, I want to emphasize that your current circumstances don't determine your future possibilities. I came from a middle-class family in Delhi, faced numerous rejections, and experienced failures that could have ended my dreams. But I chose to see every obstacle as temporary and every setback as preparation for a comeback. Don't wait for perfect conditions to start pursuing your dreams. Perfect conditions rarely exist, and waiting for them is often just an excuse to avoid the discomfort of beginning. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. The path will become clearer as you start walking it. Also, don't compare your beginning to someone else's middle. Everyone's journey is unique, and comparing yourself to others will only create unnecessary pressure and disappointment. Focus on being better than you were yesterday, not better than someone else today. Your only real competition is the person you were in the past. Be patient with your progress, but impatient with your effort. Results take time to manifest, but effort can be increased immediately. Control what you can control, your preparation, your attitude, your response to challenges, and trust that results will follow when you maintain consistently high standards in these areas. To parents and coaches who are guiding young people, remember that your role is to develop human beings first and athletes second. Skills can be taught, but character must be developed through experience, guidance, and example. Create environments where young people can fail safely, learn continuously, and grow into confident, resilient individuals. Don't live your unfulfilled dreams through young people. Support their dreams even if they're different from what you envision for them. Provide guidance and resources, but allow them to make their own mistakes and learn their own lessons. The greatest gift you can give a young person is confidence in their ability to navigate challenges and create their own success. As I look toward the future, I'm excited about the opportunities to contribute beyond cricket. The platform that cricket has provided me creates possibilities to impact education, inspire entrepreneurship, and support causes that can make a real difference in people's lives. Success isn't just about what you achieve for yourself, it's about what you enable others to achieve through your influence and resources. The legacy I want to leave isn't just about runs scored or matches won. I want to be remembered as someone who showed that with the right mindset, preparation, and persistence, any dream is achievable. I want young people to look at my journey and think, if he can do it, so can I. I want to be remembered as a leader who brought out the best in his teammates, who elevated the standards of Indian cricket, and who represented the country with pride and integrity in every situation. Leadership isn't about being perfect, it's about being authentic, committed, and willing to take responsibility for collective success and failure. Most importantly, I want to be remembered as someone who never gave up, who faced every challenge with courage and determination, and who used every opportunity to inspire others to pursue their own excellence. Cricket gave me a platform, but the real purpose of that platform is to show others what's possible when you refuse to accept limitations. The journey continues, and I'm grateful for every moment of it, the successes and the failures, the celebrations and the struggles, the victories and the defeats. Each experience has contributed to who I am today and prepared me for whatever challenges and opportunities lie ahead. To everyone listening to this story, remember that you have your own unique journey ahead of you. Your challenges will be different from mine, your opportunities will be unique to your circumstances, and your definition of success might be completely different from what others expect. But the principles remain the same. Believe in yourself, work consistently, embrace challenges, surround yourself with the right people, stay grounded, prepare mentally, and pursue excellence as a lifestyle. These principles are universal and will serve you well, regardless of your chosen field or specific goals. Your story is waiting to be written. The only question is, what will you choose to write? The pen is in your hands, and every day is a blank page filled with possibilities. Make it count, make it meaningful, and make it yours. This is Virat Kohli, and this is my story, not just of cricket success, but of a journey from dreams to reality, from boy to man, from player to leader. Thank you for being part of this incredible journey, and I hope my story inspires you to write your own extraordinary chapter in this beautiful game we call life. Thank you.